Blair, Thomas, and Magic. Subscribe now, watch us live lavish. We got Brooks, now we live, and we bringing major vibes. Up City and Alliance, we taking off flying high. Follow us now for guidance.
Is it really forever though? Well, that's the question that we're going to be asking with the Blair Thomas and myself, Magic, the Obsidian Alliance. Since San Diego Comic-Con is officially over, we've gotten pretty much the roadmap to phases 5 and 6. We'll talk about why that, I'll at least discuss why that may be a bit of a mistake, at least to introduce 6. But today, me and Blair are going to be discussing Black Panther. In case you couldn't already tell from the Wakanda Forever trailer, we discussed this about 7 months ago. And the video where that's going to be posted is up here. I'll probably try my best to add snippets to where it possibly fits into everything. But now, Blair, now that we've officially pretty much know plot leaks, who's playing what it may consist of, and things of that nature. Is Wakanda really forever, or are we just, once again, the MCU hangs in the balance again with one of its biggest characters. So how do we move forward from here?
Well, first off, of course, let me say, the trailer was very well put together. I'm seeing the direction y'all are going with it. Do I agree with all of it? No, and we're gonna get into that. Mr. Magic, good job on calling out Namor. I don't know why I was, because I probably shouldn't have. I should have known better. I was thinking since we were doing all this whole magic thing, we were leaning more towards Brother Voodoo, but I digress. Very aesthetically pleasing. I like the music. Y'all. Okay, so we'll go ahead and admit it. 7 months ago, I was on the fence with the Chadwick thing. I really wasn't on the fence. Me and Magic disagreed on the timing on what should happen with Black Panther's character. I said Shuri should get 65 minutes. Mr. Magic says she should only get an hour, and he feels that she doesn't even deserve that.
Still don't.
Okay, well, still don't. Like I said, well, I know she's getting her 65 minutes now, but I didn't.
Well, actually, let me revise that. Knowing everything that I know now, and I've said in my own TikTok videos and things of that nature, that this is their movie. So that's about the best way I could. This is their movie, and they should have it. Continue.
Yes. Well, Shuri's getting her 65 minutes. She's getting 2.5 hours.
Yeah, if any time that Shuri was getting her time, it's now.
Right, and I know what comic book series they're taking from, and I understand the take that they're doing. However, it does not take away the fact that there still needs to be a T'Challa somewhere in the near future. I don't know if they're just keeping quiet about it, which is fine. Everybody likes a surprise every now and then, because, again, of course, RIP to the king. But if you guys remember, back in time for Infinity War, anytime he had a press conference, hey, what's going on with Black Panther? Nothing. He's dead. He's dead. That's all you need to know. He's dead. So, of course, we all knew you wasn't gonna have no end game without the king. But sir, let's not sit here and lie. We both felt it when he came out the portal first. We both felt it.
Well, hell, we were in the movie theater when Endgame happened. Hell, I cried for 45 fucking minutes.
So, again, maybe it's going to be a nice surprise for us, but it probably won't be a surprise so much for people like me and you. As your mother well put it, the fanatics. For the fans, they'll be like, oh, because even I'm seeing some of it now, like, oh, I figured Shuri would be it. If you read comic books, you knew Shuri was going to be the Black Panther. That's old news. We all knew that.
Yeah.
However,
it was just a matter. It was not a matter of, as soon as Chadwick passed, it wasn't a matter of if Shuri was going to get the reins or not, because that was going to happen. The question was, how long was she going to hold it before you find another T'Challa? That was the question. And right. When Kevin Feige in December of 2020 said, we're not recasting T'Challa at all, that's when it was a low rumbling, but it was a rumbling from comic fans, fanatics of, fuck you mean you ain't recasting? Like, bro, like this no, like we need T'Challa. If there was one person that you need to recast, you can't have the black man get the shaft. And then not only that, once again, and I know this argument brings up, is brought up a lot, but it still stands true. You've had 2 Hulks within the MCU. We just seen, 3, I forgot. Nobody really talks about the 2003, 2005 movie. All right, talks about that. I'm just talking about in the MCU itself. We've had 2 Hulks within the MCU. We've just seen 8 months ago 3 Spider-Men on the same screen. We've had at least, hold on, because there's Christopher Reeves, Superman for Superman Returns, and Henry Cavill. So it's been at least 3 to 4 Superman, not including the television ones from one like Smallville, Lois and Clark, and the newest one that Superman, Lois and Clark. Like, so we've had at least 6 Superman, 3 Spider-Man, 3 Hulks, 3
2
Batman.
Quicksilvers.
Huh?
2 Quicksilvers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 2 Quicksilvers. Like, so it's just like recasting shouldn't have been a thing. Now, once again, of course, we get it. Chadwick Boseman had a very important role and a very important part and enveloped the character, for a lot of people. There's still discussions that we even have with our friends in and outside of the community. Well, me, the Versus community, and Blair, more so dealing with the Black community that he deals with, of not wanting T'Challa to be recasted. There are still people to this day that are like, you should not recast T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman's it, this, that, and the third. And I do not, and I understand their point. I get it. I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way. They're casual fans. They connect with the people on screen. People like me and Blair, me more so than Blair, connect with these characters through every form of media that they come out with, from video games, comic books, TV shows, all of the stuff that they're in. We find a way to pay for it and mean it. Like, two of my favorite renditions, actually 3 of my favorite renditions of the Black Panther are the Marvel's Avengers, not Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the cartoon, the comic book T'Challa. Like, nothing beats comic book T'Challa. Like that, he is a monster all on his own. And the Black Panther in the Marvel video game has grown on me. I didn't like it at first. I didn't like his voice at first, but he's grown on me as a character. Now, that being said, continue. I'm sorry.
I listen. Emotions are high. Yes. I don't think there's going to be a dry eye in the theater. I don't. I don't even, honestly, to be real with you, I might. I might have to bring a tissue with me. I might. Even though he's been gone for a minute. But how the funeral looks beautiful. The water birth, absolutely. Absolutely. I understand what you guys are trying to do. And as a Black man, I'm grateful to see how impactful one of us was to all of you. And when I mean all of you, I mean all the staff at Marvel, Kevin Feige. We get it. However, T'Challa's legacy is what's at risk here, not Chadwick's. We all understand Chadwick deserves his flowers a million times over. And yes, we get it. This movie was for him. But there's ways to do it and still make sure that the legacy is kept. So you guys have a couple options about what you can do. I don't know if Mr. Magic wants to go ahead and give y'all free advice again, because I've been feeling like there's a couple of these videos that we've been doing, and y'all did exactly what we said y'all was gonna do. So I'm sure we're not the only ones who said it. But there's that thing, that 1%. We're still looking for our 1%. But anyway.
And speaking of the 1%, my mother also brought up a very good point. That just because we possibly may be, and this also goes back to our lottery video. Go check that out. It also goes back to that because me and Blair both emphasized that we want enough money to be in the room. And she told me just because you have enough money to be in the room does not mean that they'll listen. But it's also clear that they do listen, not to us specifically, but to the fanatics, because a lot of stuff that is implemented is because of us. And that was pretty much the whole basis of my argument, because y'all say y'all don't want nobody to be able to have nobody but T'Challa be played by Chadwick. But you got to understand, the only reason why the MCU exists is because it has something to back off. It has something to pull from. That's the comic books. This ain't like Star Wars, where George Lucas just took Greek mythology and the human journey and good versus evil and just created his own universe. There is literally 80 to 90 years of stories that they can pull from, which also there's a lot of y'all complaining about how it's becoming to be too much. This is what the fuck you wanted. You wanted Marvel to be this big, expansive multiverse, and now that you're getting it, it's becoming too much. And then, mind you, the reason why it's also being hit like boom, 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 is because remember, this isn't animation. This is live action.
Can I also put a pin in that? Y'all do realize in the MCU, Thanos was only 3 years ago. We still haven't even fully recovered from the 5 years that everyone was blipped. And you're expecting end game results? Can our heroes recover? Hell, Thor just lost weight last week. Like, Thor just got back in shape. And when he got back in shape, he lost his girlfriend. I don't care that I spoiled it for you. I don't care. You should have seen it already. Point being is, you guys.
It has been 3 weeks. You should have seen it by now.
Right. You want the MCU to just keep pumping out hit at the hit at the hit. That's not even how real life works. There are moments of peace or moments where characters get to find themselves. Like Mr. Magic here wasn't a fan of Miss Marvel. But you know what? I liked it a little bit just because it was a break from the whole doom and gloom. It was just a young girl finding out she had abilities. We're not going to talk about how she got those abilities because that's kind of a cop out. But excuse me, whatever. You can't just have calamity after calamity after calamity. And you guys are also forgetting there are still villains from phase 2 and 3 that are still alive. Surtur is not dead. Dormammu is not dead. What you call it? Ultron. If you guys watched WandaVision, there was a file on that computer that was named Ultron. So Ultron might still be lurking somewhere in the computers. You still have the evil Vision. No one knows where he is. Y'all don't understand. There are still folks out here that were not taken care of.
And then upcoming in phase 6, well, we have Kang pretty much as the big villain now.
And if y'all want to talk about big black people, yeah, you need to check my guy out. Yeah, Kang is not a joke. That's going to take 10 years to recover from.
And then, well, it's gonna recover in Secret Wars. But yeah, there's still Kang. We're about to introduce Doctor Doom. Namor just came into the picture, and the Fantastic Four is coming in 2 years. So you already know what they're bringing with them. They're bringing the Silver Surfer and Galactus. So
not the Cloud Galactus either, the real Galactus.
And then not only that, we got Secret Wars, which is a Doom story. For all intents and purposes, Secret Wars is Doom. That's God Doom. So more than likely, probably, we're about to get the Beyonders. Maybe. I don't know yet. If you're naming something Secret Wars, it has to do with something with a Beyonder. So, with that being said, back to...
Doesn't that also mean we could potentially be looking at a Miles Morales too?
The Secret Wars? Yes. Yes. Because if you didn't notice in Phase 5, and I know we're going on a little tangent, Phase 5 or Phase 6, there's no Spider-Man anywhere. He's not anywhere in any phase as of right now. So, I mean, we got some stuff with him talking about Spider-Man freshman year where Green Goblin's black with waves, but yeah, you got to see the pictures for that. It's hilarious. Yeah. But to bring it back to T'Challa, it's, as I've said a lot of times, it's T'Challa is so intertwined in Marvel continuity from right now, and even into like for right now, like as far as I can guess what's going to happen in the movie, they're going to reveal Riri Williams comes from the Wakandan outreach program. Guess who started that? T'Challa. So the reason why we have Riri indirectly is because of T'Challa.
Better yet, you want to know the reason why the Winter Soldier's not crazy anymore? T'Challa. You want to know why he has a vibranium arm? T'Challa. You want to know why Captain Falcon has a vibranium suit? Can you guess? T'Challa. So, and this is just MCU stuff.
That was before what he just mentioned was before this movie. During this movie, Riri, of course, is because of T'Challa. Dr. Doom is one of T'Challa's biggest villains. He's sewing Fantastic Namor, one of T'Challa's biggest villains. Even though Shuri deals with both, he deals with the other two. They deal with T'Challa more. Fantastic Four. He came out in Fantastic Four number 52 in 1966. Like, and he beats all of the Fantastic Four's ass.
And the Avengers. He's fought them several times. And the thing about, listen, if you think he's that ninja in the MCU, you should see him in the comic books, people. He's really that ninja in the comic.
That's like I've mentioned on TikTok and conversations with Blair and my mother. There's an infamous scene in Secret Wars where he's fighting God Doom with the Infinity Gauntlet. And his fight with Dr. Doom was the best distraction for Reed Richards, Spider-Man, and the rest to convince Molecule Man to be on their side when they decide to restart the Marvel multiverse. Secret Invasion, even though I know it's in post-production right now, Secret Invasion, T'Challa is one of the first people to realize their weak points and starts beating their ass. In fact, he fights a dude that pretty much has the combat and powers of Luke Cage, Captain America, Elektra, Daredevil, Moon Knight, himself, Iron Fist. Like, he fights a dude that has the combination of all this stuff. All of these characters, which, mind you, are in the MCU currently right now. because they're about to bring back Daredevil with Born Again. And you better bet your ass that one, Kingpin's going to be a part of it, and so is Elektra. So,
Kingpin was just in Hawkeye.
Oh, and mind you, there's a comic book series where Black Panther deals with Hell's Kitchen. And Black Panther, the Man Without Fear, this is after he gets attacked by Doom and he's in the coma. And when Shuri's the Black Panther, he's healing and recovering from himself. So he goes to Hell's Kitchen and he beats Elektra and Daredevil with no powers. And he's running through Hell's Kitchen, protecting Hell's Kitchen as the Black Panther. He's too interwound into this shit to where you can't have him back. I know Kevin Feige, Ryan Coogler, Nate Morris made an emotional decision. I get it. And this is, as my mother's reiterated to me, this is something that has never happened before. At least on this magnitude. Oh, there we go. That feels great. Okay. We've never been in a type of universe like this where a major character dies and then we immediately have to make a decision. And I'm still angry because us as a people caused this to happen. We did. We did, because so many of us that are casual fans and just support Black things no matter what.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not. However, y'all wanted the one time that y'all don't want a character to be recasted, it's a Black man. The one time you didn't want a character to be recasted was a Black man, y'all just wanted T'Challa to be there. Then there's the whole arguments of, oh, y'all just don't want strong women. Bitch.
Wakanda is full of strong women. Their whole army is. There's a movie coming out which is based. You know what?
The top protectors of the Black Panther are the Dora Milaje, an army of women. Most of the High Council is women. Shuri becomes not only the Black Panther, but practically a Wakandan god in her own right.
Storm becomes queen. Queen. And honestly, one of the most beautiful panels I've ever seen of their interaction. I don't even know what comic book it was. I forget who they were fighting. But Storm was feeling weak, like she couldn't do anymore. And T'Challa picked her up off the ground, looked her dead in her eyes, and said, "Not only are you my queen, but you are our goddess. And our prayers can give you strength."
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. He doesn't lift her up physically. Because the scene that he's talking about is where, and which is why that whole claustrophobia crap some of y'all try to pull with Storm is no longer a thing, or at least no longer a major thing. Storm is trapped under rocks and stuff and gravel, things of that nature. And she's feeling claustrophobic and she's feeling like she can't do it. But T'Challa, being the king that he is, rallies the people to pray for her. And as Blair said, he's talking to her telepathically. Like, look, I know you're going through it, but you're my queen, you are a goddess, and these people are supporting you. She picks her ass up out of that ground and beats a Wakandan fucking god. So
yeah,
when
I didn't mean literally lift her up. I meant like, spirit.
Got you, lifted her spirit.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah. But that's the point we're trying to make here. There are so many people impacted by this one. If you honestly, you know what's funny? If you could just watch Disney XD and look at the Black Panther cartoon. I mean, Eric, I mean, Mr. Magic, can you tell me when he's not whooping ass? I haven't seen a scene yet where he's not whooping somebody's ass. The way they introduced him, he was standing still. Didn't the Avengers try to jump him and it didn't work? And he was like, that's enough.
Yeah,
Okay, I've
I've
seen what I
assessed
can
your ability. That man broke down Giant Man in 3 hits.
Man was controlling Ant-Man's ants with vibranium.
Yep.
Like, you guys, as casual black moviegoers, you guys have to understand. You guys want to see some of this amazing stuff. You want to see a black man be the most powerful person in the room, then bring back T'Challa. You got to bring him back. It's just that simple. The man does amazing things. And sometimes, hell, even I think it's ridiculous. The man owns 30 planets. He can't count his money anymore. He's the richest person in the universe, correct?
Yes, the man. Well, damn near.
The man invented his own freaking science. Like
science and magic, and called shadow physics. the man, the man has a plan for Galactus and the Phoenix Force. Like
when the symbiotes rained down during Noel's entire comic series, there was only one city left standing. It was Wakanda. And then here's the funny part. You know, it's not like the Wakandans weren't getting absorbed by the symbiotes. Even Shuri went down. But Black Panther was like, oh no, you done took my sister? Okay, I got something for it. A sonic boom that's able to cover the entire country. Now you're all dead. This is on the fly. He thinks of this stuff.
Mind you, this man has Star Wars level Star Destroyers. He has a Megazord. He has a Hulkbuster.
Can we talk about the Panther Megazord? Can we just talk about it? How Iron Man tried to invade Wakanda with an army of his robots, and he said, I got one robot for you. I got one. Just one. Hold on, let me turn it on real quick. I'll see you after dinner. Like, you guys want this guy gone, but like, you don't want to be recasted because of Chadwick. Listen, I'll be the first to say it. There is not a black man on this planet who's going to be able to do the stunts to the level that Black Panther can do some of this crap at. It's going to be CGI anyway.
But I rather see it than not.
Right.
I'd rather be seen than, and I'm gonna sound like a woman hater. Jesus. I'd rather it be seen than to be told through a woman in a lie. Because once again, Shuri becomes great in her own right. I'm not downplaying Shuri at all. Shuri learns from a Wakandan griot. She learns all of the history and knowledge of Wakanda. And she gets powers in her. She becomes almost a Wakandan goddess in her own right. Getting all types of special powers, animal empathy, raising the dead, getting a stone-like body. Like, she becomes a goddess in her own right. But the thing is, that's her story. Anything that you try to pull in the future that deals with anything with T'Challa is not her story. It is T'Challa's story. And once again, since my secret invasion thing is not going to work out probably, the only other thing that makes sense other than making Shuri Queen of the Dead and raising T'Challa from the dead, which I know is going to piss some of y'all off because y'all are so connected to Chadwick, only other thing that makes sense is to pretty much create an MCU 1610. Is to create an alternate universe to where it's pretty much a 1-for-1, to where the only thing that happened was instead of us losing T'Challa, he lost Wakanda. And that way you can just be like, okay, now T'Challa got his Wakanda back. And for those of you that are asking Killmonger to be that shit, no. No. Stop trying to reform villains. Stop. Stop trying to ask villains to be something that they never were. Not only never in the comic books, but as far as I know, there's not a universe with a good Killmonger on it. Because the Marvel What If series just proved that shit. No matter what the fuck Killmonger does, he is. It gets to a certain point to where he wants revenge on Wakanda. So continue. I'm sorry.
Mind you, you first of all, you just pulled a multiversal replacement or body swap for one of the most useless people in it. You did it at the end of the Morbius movie, which was terrible. So if you can do it for the Morbius movie and have an end credit scene where they meet up in the desert to talk about Spider-Man, like we give a damn, why can't you do it for one of the biggest heroes to ever hit the screen? We, as like I said, the ideas that me and Mr. Magic have, yeah, they can be done. And it can be done to the point where no one's really going to ask me questions. The multiverse is open. Kevin Feige and gentlemen and ladies at Marvel, your multiverse is open. You are naming the saga after it. Pull a T'Challa from another universe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because even if you were to say, oh, well, let's pull the T'Challa from the what if Marvel what if of, what if he became Star-Lord? That doesn't make any sense because that man was able to calm down Thanos. Why the hell would you pull him from that universe? That man pretty much saved the universe and nobody really had to die, really. I mean, there was a few of them, but you know what I mean? Still. But yeah, that one, Nebula's a good person and it doesn't have to deal with all the craziness that Thanos put her through. Like, why would you pull him from that universe? Why would you pull him from any other universe that's a 1-for-1 of the one that we have? So give that, if you pull from the multiverse, give that to T'Challa a second chance. But he still has the exact knowledge of everything that happened in our universe because it's pretty much a mirror of our universe. But you can still always go with my other idea,
Redemption
which is
T'Challa.
Wait. Wait, what was that?
You froze for like a couple minutes, bro.
All I heard was redemption. All I heard was redemption T'Challa. And I was like, wait, what was that? Oh, I guess that's a good sign as any to end this video.
We're going to end with this, people. Go support your Chadwick send-off. But after that, you guys just need to pull the Band-Aid off. It's been a couple years. I understand that I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I said, but I've had time to think. And T'Challa is too important. I am, however, glad. I know Mr. Magic's not that glad, but I am glad that Shuri is getting her shot. She's getting way more than just 60 minutes. So I appreciate that.
Yes. I've had time to think. I've had time to reflect. I've had time to go over everything. I'm not going to be selfish and want an immediate recast. I understand that now. You guys that connected with Chadwick should have your moment. Have your moment, have your funeral, have your, thing. But as Blair said, it's time to take the Band-Aid off, people. Whatever you got to do to get over your grief, like, the whole, Marvel Hall H thing, and there wasn't a dry eye in the room, and, Lita Wright doesn't look the same after Chadwick died and all that stuff. I get it. However, there needs to be a T'Challa. There needs to. Once again, it's too interwoven in Marvel to not be included. There's too many storylines that involve T'Challa and Wakanda, especially when dealing with Avengers or big level threats. Once again, he is pretty much interwoven into the Fantastic Four. Like, he's been a part of the Fantastic Four. Like, but anyways, that has been the Blair Thomas. I am Magic. Of course, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to not only this video, but our previous Black Panther video and all of the other stuff in between. And as always, if you need guidance, come seek the Alliance. Peace. Have a good day. Wakanda forever.